Welcome to the Okta release highlights. We'll go over new generally available features and early access new features. Generally available features. Okta Provisioning Agent version 2.0.15. This release of the Okta Provisioning Agent contains vulnerability fixes. Multi-brand customizations. Multi-brand customizations allow customers to use one org to manage multiple brands and multiple custom domains. This drastically simplifies the multi-tenant architectures where customers create multiple orgs to satisfy branding requirements. Multi-brand customizations allow orgs to create up to 3 custom domains, which can be mapped to multiple sign-in pages, multiple sets of emails, error pages, and multiple versions of the end-user dashboard. Device assurance remediation instructions in the sign-in widget. When users try to access Okta protected resources from devices that don't meet device assurance policies, access is denied. To help users troubleshoot, you can now enable remediation messages in the sign-in widget. This helps users learn why they can't access the app and how to fix the problem. The messages also include links to more troubleshooting instructions. Smart Card IDP with Agentless DSSO. Okta can now be configured to allow users to use Agentless DSSO without being prompted when Smart Card IDP is configured. Facebook at Work integration enhancement. Facebook at Work uses the Okta expression language to map the manager attribute. This allows admins to adjust how the manager attribute is stored in the user profile so they can choose between an ID field or a name. New system log events for workflow subfolders. The system log now displays the following subfolder events for Okta workflows. Organizations are constantly looking for ways to offer a frictionless user experience without compromising security. It becomes even more challenging when the users try to perform sensitive transactions. Okta uses client-initiated backchannel authentication to provide customers with a simple and secure transaction verification solution. It extends OIDC to define a decoupled flow where the authentication or transaction flow is initiated on one device and verified on another. The device in which the transaction is initiated by the application is called the consumption device, and the device where the user verifies the transaction is called the authentication device. Flexible deny enrollment options for SSO and recovery scenarios. Admins now have the option to deny enrollment to any authenticator for both SSO and recovery scenarios. Previously, admins could only deny authenticator enrollment to users signing in with SSO. This enhancement gives granular control to admins when configuring authenticator enrollment policies for either scenario. Enhancement to the Remember Last Use Factor feature. On the sign-in widget, if a user clicks Verify with something else and then selects a new authentication method, the Remember Last Use Factor feature no longer retains the user's previously selected factor. This helps streamline the sign-in and authentication flow. Device probing enhancement. You can now collect device signals from every authentication with Okta FastPass. By collecting fresh device signals, you enhance the overall security of your org. And do note that users might receive additional verification prompts. New event for hooks. The user.authentication.sso event is now eligible for use in event hooks. Enhanced reports value selection. The following reports provide improved selectors for users, groups, and apps in the filters configuration. Universal Directory attribute and enum limits. Universal Directory now has limits to the number of attributes per org and the number of enums that can be defined for a single attribute. Smart Card Authenticator available for more orgs. Smart Card Authenticator is now available for orgs using Customer Identity Cloud with MFA or Adaptive MFA. Let's wrap up with a look at early access features now available. Phishing-resistant authentication with Okta FastPass on unmanaged iOS devices. While Okta FastPass can protect users against phishing attacks in most cases, it can't secure authentication on unmanaged iOS devices. To close this gap, Okta is rolling out phishing resistance for Okta FastPass on unmanaged iOS devices. With this change, users who authenticate with Okta FastPass on their personal or unmanaged iOS devices are protected from phishing attacks. This feature requires Okta Verify version 8.2.1. New Access Testing Tool is now available. With the Access Testing tool, you can quickly and easily test policies and validate whether your desired security outcomes will be achieved. This tool allows you to simulate user access attributes such as IP address, device, risk, and so on, to test whether the user will be granted access to the specified application. This tool helps you identify potential security risks and compliance issues before you implement a policy. Thanks for viewing the Okta release highlights. For additional details, please visit the Okta release notes and product notes links, which can be found in the video description.